2. We've got Ignition. 1. We've got RIP Takeoff. Welcome to another Bridge edition, Mouthpiece Included, where we talk politics. Black billiards is the key topic today. Sport or nickel slick hustle. But really, this is a Bears pregame breakdown, as per usual. NFL all day, every day. So, as always, we ask you guys to like, share, subscribe during this short interim. And we'll get it on the road. We'll have you out of here before the Bears game. We
Copyright
promise.
Disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Bring a towel. When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel. Okay. Thanks, Tally. You want to get high? No.
This off-season specifically, what did you work on to try to fix those things you want to get better?
I worked on a lot of things, the stuff that I need to work on. So, yeah.
You watched the quarterback show on Netflix?
I did.
What'd you think of it? And then obviously you were part of that a show like that when you were in high school. If they were to come to you and ask you to do it as a pro, would you be open to it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was kind of cool, seeing everybody's different backgrounds and kind of see how they prepared. So, just
DJ in the summer, or I guess in the off-season portion, do you do any specific speed training or anything, outside of just working with the quarterback?
No, I'm just relaxing, being a dad. When he called, I come. Whenever Justin called, I went. And other than that, I was with my kids and my fiance. How do I like to relax? Just watching movies and eating popcorn, being a regular person. There ain't really nothing to it outside of football with me.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened to us, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me, and I became very disturbed by it, and I became very angry, and I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware of the pain that we've endured. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, violently. We used to go to other pools, and he would take me, and as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool. You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone, and that you always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone with you.
It looks like a white people attacking a black man. I thought that, I felt that, I felt that was the case, what everybody's thinking. But, I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their heart.
You certainly weren't going out there to help them, were you?
He's the agitator. But, we make fun of that on this show. We don't know what's in these people's hearts. They don't know what's in each other's heart. That was a big catchphrase, late 90s. Did you see the sister's face when he said it, too?
But, I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their hearts.
Come on, Cooter. She's like, come on, Cooter. It was just good old Southern Hatfields versus the McCoys. The coloreds against the whites of the town. Shipboat Captain Cooter is Booger of the Week. You're on the PA, and everybody else on the boat like, man, they down there kicking skeeters.
Well, I know you want to be
Please
out there
like,
no
share,
matter
subscribe.
What, but
We
the
start
fact that
shortly.
it is Green Bay, it's week 1. Does that add a lot of fuel to your fire?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. I didn't get to play last year, the second game here in Chicago, so I didn't really get to feel the vibes I wasn't even at the stadium. So, but now I can't. I'm waiting. I'm itching. It's Packers week, so I know it's gonna be live in the stadium. Fans everywhere. It's gonna be loud. People hate Green Bay. I hate Green Bay. So I can't wait. They didn't get to see me last year. They're gonna get to see me this year though. People hate Green Bay. I hate Green Bay.
I asked everybody who they thought was going to win the NFC North. Look at the picture under Sal Paolantonio's name. He's going with
a team that is known as the Bears.
The Bears. Why?
I am going with the Chicago Bears because I like what their new general manager's done in terms of their front seven. Their front seven is going to be a far more active front seven on defense. I like the way Justin Fields has really.
Okay, y'all, it's time we get this show on the road because I got some pregame stuff to do. So let's get this show on the road. Give me a second, y'all. Bear with me. Chicago, bear with me. Bear down, bear down, bear down, bear down. There we go. 1, 2. Yeah. Let's get it. Mouthpiece included. We're in the building. Pull up. Links are always pinned in the chat. Like, share, subscribe as we get it in today. Please like, share, and subscribe if you do not mind. Welcome to Mouthpiece Included. We're talking politics. That's a mix of sports and politics. Today we'll be unpacking black billiards plus our hot weekly political topics. Pull up, the link is pinned in the chat, or you can call or text 424-900-6945. Smash that like button if you don't mind. Bear down, bear down, bear down. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a black billiards player in a predominantly white sport? Have you ever wondered what it's like? Today, we'll talk about the history of black billiards, the challenges that black players face, and the future of black billiards. Whether you're a billiards player yourself or just curious about the sport out there, this podcast is for you. Tune in, learn all about the black experience in billiards. We're also going to unpack the embarrassing loss to the Fudge Peckers from Green Bay last week, along with our weekly NFL game predictions and results from last week. Finally, we'll give our takes on our weekly hot topics. Let's go ahead and get the resident co-host in the building, Jackie Robinson's finest. Shot down, bear down, bear down, shot down, what down, what down.
What down, shot down, all over the world. What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Bear Down Sunday. We had a little bit of a hiccup last week, which we'll discuss a little bit later on the show, but good to be on this side of the dirt again. Great to wake up. How about those Bears? Like I said, we'll get into that later on in the show. Black billiards players, you never heard of those names back in the past. I don't think Minnesota Fats and all those famous billiard names or any of those were melanated players. But
yeah, look at Dr. King back there.
Yeah. They call them Pookie Fats. And
it's funny you mentioned Fats, bro, because I've been researching and the internet keeps trying to tell me, not Minnesota Fats, but Willie Monsconi is black. I pull up the pictures and I'm like, this guy looks white. Is he passing?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? They keep
you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's like the Babe Ruth phenomenon. Abraham Lincoln, you never know. You weren't in the room, so let's unpack it and figure out what's really going on with Willie Monsconi. Maybe his family was from Sicily, so they're darker skinned Italian.
Vic Damone.
Yeah, Vic Damone Jr.
All right, so last week before the season, I predicted Fields was going to be the quarterback of the week, and you predicted Jalen, not Hurts, So after you saw what happened, who are you selecting to actually be the quarterback of the week from week 1, from what you saw?
I picked Handy J. I picked Deshaun Watson. You know, he led his team to victory in a tough game, and you know, everybody wants to go with the sexy, popular picks, but you know, I'm sticking with Handy J. He did what he could. Coming back after a tough last couple of years, step back in his role as leader of the Cleveland Browns. Say what you want about him getting a fully guaranteed contract, but he was out there getting it done for this Cleveland squad, and they started out their season with a victory, as unlike our Chicago Bears. So we'll see what happens this week.
All right, so you got you picked Handy J, Deshaun Watson. I went with Tua, who went ape shit in week 1. So keep Tua upright. Who knows? Last week's game predictions, I you know, there were 16 games. Turned out I picked 10 of them correctly. So you know, we're tracking this year. So I have 10 points currently. Ace, he went 500, eight out of 16 games, so he's got 8 points. So of course I'm in the front. We're both 0-1 as far as our Bears predictions. We both predicted a Bears W last week, and we'll be out, you know, and let you guys know. We'll be honest, we're not going to be the type to come on here and say we predicted it when quite frankly we didn't, or we chose not to make a selection. We just waffled in the middle of the road and then decide, well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, nobody cares what you were thinking. Right? Nobody. All right, so let's go ahead and shoot through these predictions for week 2. So the first game is Green Bay at ATL. Green Bay at Atlanta. I got ATL there, fella.
Yeah, I picked the Falcons. You know, I hate the Packers. I can't predict them to lose 17 games, but damn it, I don't think they're going to win this week. They should have lost last week.
Agreed. All right, so we got Raiders at Bills. Drop dead gorgeous quarterback Josh Allen struggled against a great defense. I picked Buffalo. Who you got?
Buffalo. Yeah, I picked in that game as well. I mean, you know, now as much as they jumped on our quarterback for his decision making, that guy was throwing some horrible passes to the other team. I don't know what the hell was going on, but we'll see what happens. I got Buffalo though this week.
Okay, and then so is this Baltimore at Denver? Who you? I got Baltimore in that game.
I took the Broncos, but because of the mile high elements of Denver, and it's tough to play up there.
You don't trust Ray Jackson. I mean, yeah.
Ray had a rough week last week. He is my fantasy quarterback, but man, he killed me last week. He had 6 fantasy points last week, so you know.
He got a W though, right? Nobody cares about this fantasy shit. He won in real life though, right? They won the game, right?
Well, that's good for his team. He's on my fantasy team. Yeah, I need him scoring touchdowns and running for touchdowns, not winning by happenstance. So I'm going with the Broncos this week as punishment.
All right, we got Seattle at Detroit. I went with Detroit.
Oh yeah, you got to go with the Lions, who started out the season with a big victory over the Chiefs. So yeah, I got the Lions too to win at home.
Okay, looks like we got no except for the Denver pick. All right, San Diego at Tennessee. Who you going with?
Tennessee. I figure they'll run the ball right down the throat of the San Diego, LA Chargers.
You ain't lying. How the hell I get San Diego? You ain't lying about that. I mean,
especially when they're right down the street.
No, and I swear I just call it Ram Stadium. Like I have no. I act like they don't even exist. But I actually
win some games.
I actually went with the Chargers for that one.
Gotcha.
So we got Bears at Tampa Bay. What's your prediction and the score?
Ooh, Bears 24-21 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Florida. Looking for a big comeback week for the Bears. If not, I'll be changing my end of the year prediction in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I got Bears 24-21.
All right, I got Bears 24-20. Handy J, Kansas City at Drop Dead Gorgeous Jaguars with Spicoli at the quarterback. I'm going with Handy J. They got their big tight end back and their 3 tech, so Handy J all day.
You're mixing them up. Handy J is Cleveland. You talking about Sideshow
Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
KC, Sideshow Bob.
Definitely
Kansas
going.
City at Jags. I'm going with Sideshow Bob, Kansas City. Who you going with?
They should have had a tough week of practice after that loss they took to Detroit. So yeah, I got the Chiefs winning that game.
All right. Indianapolis at Texans.
No, tough.
2 rookie quarterbacks.
Tough one. Tough call of the rookie quarterbacks. It's got to have Vegas shaking in their boots. But it's probably a pick'em game. I didn't check the line. But I'm going with Texas.
Yeah, me too. All right. Niners at Rams.
Ooh. Now, got some good got some good California football. I'm going to go with Drop Dead Gorgeous Brock Purdy and the 49ers to defeat the Rams.
So you're taking them over the Hall of Famer? The first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah, the first ballot Hall of Famer, whatever his name is.
Yeah, whatever his name is. All right. Yeah, I got the same Niners. The next one, Giants at Cardinals at Arizona. I'm going with the G-Men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Arizona's tanking for
didn't they win last week?
Pick. No, they played feisty, but again.
They played feisty, yeah. I mean, G-Man didn't show me anything last week. You could blame it on the Cowboys defense, but my gosh, they looked absolutely terrible.
You didn't like Danny Dimes?
I think Saquon is still pissed about signing that 1-year contract, so I'm going with the Cardinals.
What? That's gonna be your upset alert.
Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals in the desert.
All right, let me put your upset alert. So we got Jets at the Boys. I'm going with Giants. Oh, I said that. Okay, Jets at Cowboys.
Gotta go with the Cowboys. They're gonna kill Wilson out there. Cowboys.
You going with the boys, huh?
Yeah, the defense is it's gonna be a tough defensive game, but I don't think Wilson can get it done against the Cowboys pass rush.
I'm going with the boys as well. Next, Washington at Denver. That's not right. We already got Denver.
Yeah.
Who was Washington playing? Well,
somebody they lost to because I don't have them on my winning name.
Washington. This week's NBA games, NFL games. The hell that happened? NFL, what is it? NFL schedule, weekly NFL schedule.
Tremendous.
Week 2. Here we go.
Is it the Browns?
Is it the Browns?
Oh man. Loading up the AI. I think I had it on the screen already.
Had it, but not. Oh, here it is. Okay. I gotta scroll through week 1.
The hell is all this crap on my laptop?
All right, so we got I'm looking for the Commanders game. Yeah, they're at Denver. So that shit. So if Washington's at Denver, this Baltimore. Where was Baltimore playing?
Baltimore's playing Cincinnati.
Okay. So you going with Cincinnati in that game?
Yeah, I got the Bengals.
Okay. That's what the problem. Okay. You got Cincy. So do I. No, I got Baltimore in that game. And then, so Washington at Denver. I got Denver. Who you got?
Yeah, I got Denver that game also.
Okay. Miami at New England. Who you got? I got Miami.
The Dolphins, yeah. It's going to be a tight game. Belichick tries to take away what yeah. This is last season.
Bella cut the check.
Yes.
We got New Orleans at Carolina.
Carolina.
I got New Orleans.
I got the Saints.
All right, and finally, your boy Handy J at Pitt.
I picked Handy J.
I think we had Handy J involved in another game. Oh no, we ain't covered this yet. Okay, so you got Handy J.
Yeah.
You going with the black quarterback over the black coach.
Coach. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going with Pitt. So that means you're going with Cleveland. So
that's Monday Night Football.
Yeah, we got a few games that we haven't agreed on. So that's good. Your upset alert this week is Giants at Arizona, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got the Cardinals pulling that one out in the desert. Absolutely.
Okay. Trying to find it. KC and Jags. KC. That was at Texas. Niners at Rams. I got Niners, Giants, Boys, Denver. New Orleans at Carolina. Do I have any upsets? Cleveland at Pitt. I don't have.
You didn't pick any upsets there, fella.
I had to. Eagles. I picked the Eagles. I picked Atlanta over Green Bay. I picked Buffalo. No, I didn't. Well, Baltimore at Cincinnati. I think
that
that's
might be considered an upset.
Yeah, it's the best we're going to do. Yeah.
I don't know, based on the way the Bengals played last week, but I picked the Bengals, so you might be able to consider that an upset. It's a home game for them.
Yeah. That's the best I can go with.
Yeah.
All right. Smug Rogers taken out by an ex-Bear. He's come out and said he's going back into the cave. He's going to do some ayahuasca. And then he tweeted that, or he went on the Pat McAfee show and said he'll be ready before the end of the season. Any thoughts on Smug Rogers out there?
I think he's on the ayahuasca already. If he thinks he's coming back from Achilles injury by January.
At 40 years old. Well, he's probably getting the baby placenta. He's drinking baby placenta.
I don't give a damn what he's taking. There's no way he's going to be back for the playoffs this year. But, hey, wishful thinking. They're paying him a boatload of money. So, hey, keep the fan base happy. And try and get out there next year and keep that money train rolling into the Rodgers household, whatever he's got to do. But there's no way he'll be back this year.
Man, this dude played all these years against the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
We never wished him to get hurt. And then he comes out there, he wouldn't have gotten hurt if that first game if he was playing against the Bears.
Oh, yeah, no.
We wouldn't have had no pressure in there.
Yeah, he still would have been running around out there. We had to get rid of our first round draft pick and send him to LA Rams when to win the Super Bowl, then make it to the Jets and then meet up with Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football when both of them were on different teams. Who'd have thunk it?
Now, Ace, there's been a lot of Bears fans and Bear fans who are posing, their panties are in a bunch, for lack of a better, we all were upset, pissed.
Yeah.
should have been. If you're not, there's something wrong with you. You're what we would probably consider a sociopath. However, I thought that, it is just week one, and obviously it's a preseason. But give me your thoughts. In your mind, if you're the president, you're not Pookie Poles. You're not the defensive coordinator, but you're the president of the Bears, Ray.
Yeah.
What's your biggest issue for your ball club? For example, you can say whatever you want, but I'm looking along the lines of offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coaching, D-line, O-line, JF1, Claypool, sparse tight end play. But what's your biggest issue? What do you think for this season to get the ship righted? What are you addressing as you talk to Poles, threaten his job?
Well, I mean, I'm not in their meeting rooms as far as their big picture of the 2-year plan of turning over the roster, assessing draft capital, and figuring out who's going to play for this team. But, definitely the defensive pressure that the Chicago Bears is known for the history of the team would be a main concern of mine. What is the direction of the defense? If this is the quarterback we quote unquote chosen as our future, then we need to arm with as many weapons as we can and then get the defense right. But the way they played last week, my main question would be preparation. How could your team physically not be prepared, physically and mentally prepared not to play the first game of the season against the most hated rival in the franchise of the Chicago Bears history? So I think that would be my main concern. How could your team not be mentally and physically prepared to come out there and play the first game of the year?
So that's coaching.
Yeah, that's definitely coaching. That's definitely coaching from offense, defense, special teams. They were not prepared mentally or physically to start and finish that game. From the game plan to the 53 roster that you put on the field to who you got on the practice squad to the preparation of the defense and any game time adjustments. They were not prepared to play last week's complete game. And that would be my concern.
My concern is when they ask the position coaches and the coordinators who's in the lineup, it's all decided, whether it's offense, defense, it's all decided by Poles and Flus. First off, if I'm Flus, Poles, your job is done. I need you out of here.
Yeah.
You have no say in what's going on. I don't care. You're on the road looking at players. You can have an opinion, but you have no say in my active roster for this week. I'm coming to you, Ace, as my defensive coordinator, and I'm trusting you to pick the right guys that you need to instill your game plan. What the Bears said they're doing is Poles and Flus sits down and decides who's up this week, and then they create their game plan from that. That sounds funny. Another issue I had, Ace, was, and I even heard an ex-football player say it. Listen, fella. Okay, the cute plays you're trying to run, you're pulling the tackle, you're pulling this and that. Your line hasn't really been, lathered up. It's the first game. Bro, when you're having trouble, just run the ball through the 1 or the 3 hole. Run the ball up the middle. Establish. Bro, you had that. You got your guard. You got that right tackle. Man, they were manhandling people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let the defense just tee off. Fields should not be, and I know everybody, we want to see what we got. We want to see him pass. Listen, Fields should be passing about 25 times a game, 30 times a game max if you're running your system right. I mean, 30 pass plays is what I'm saying. Go ahead, bro.
If you got a system. But yeah, I mean, and you got a stud third string running back who who can't be stopped if you're running the plays that you need to run, especially on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. But this little cute, we're gonna run a half jet motion, and then sneak call commit up the middle.
Those plays can work, but you got to establish your foundation. It's like you can't give the kids sugar and desserts at the dinner table and you haven't established eat these vegetables, the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the beginning of the game. Come on, man. You got you're trying to score. You're trying to do whatever it takes to score, and to not get Fields out on the wing or whatever the hell you were trying to do to get that first down is absolutely ridiculous. So, and as we saw, it ended up with no points and turnover on downs.
Yeah, all right, we got these though, and I'm gonna ask him that same question. And you know what I'm saying is, you know this from video games. Everybody knows this. Sometimes, man, let's just get hat on hat, play basic football when all this other cute crap ain't working. And see, you know who did that? Philly. The Eagles did it. Did you see what the Eagles did? They didn't care about throwing the ball. They kept running the ball, The announcers were mad. The NFL was mad. This ain't modern day football. This ain't what we want to see. I can give a fuck about what you want to see and what modern day football is.
They hiked the ball, put that rugby scrum together, and pushed the shit over the line and got a first down. I mean,
because they're running all these exotic defenses, and I did it on Madden. They running all this and that and all these stunts. Hit them right in the mouth. But Diesel, welcome aboard, bro.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, give us your take, big dog, on what do you think, if you're the president? That's what I asked Ace. What do you think needs to be addressed on the Bears right now for this season? What do you think is the biggest priority to fix? Whether is it the coaching, is it the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, is it the quarterback? Talk to me there, fella.
Well, guys, do what you can do best and just stick with that. Because when they keep trying other things that they're not good at,
yes, during the games. Go ahead, bro. They think it's they think games are practice. My fault, Diesel. I hate cutting you off. Go ahead, bro. But it pisses
me. Fields is a good runner, so you need to utilize him as such. Quit letting him try to throw. That ain't his thing. He ain't gonna be successful at it. You can mix it in here and there. If he gets confidence, really, literally, he truly reminds me of, not to the same extent, but to a closer extent, of what Jalen Hurts. No, Jalen Hurts. When he his first year or so in the league, the only difference was, I'll give Hurts credit. He was, if you guys remember last year, I kept saying, man, just try to throw the ball, try these different plays, because you got nothing to lose anyway. You ain't gonna gain nothing but experience from it. And they really wouldn't do it. They are actually just kept running them, that not as polished as how the Eagles run scheme is. It was more of a basic NFL run scheme. The Eagles kind of use today's and mix it, but it's still running. You know what I mean? It's the threat of the run that creates the pass for them. The Bears, man, it's like they just won't. I'm like, okay, you tried it.
And the Eagles, we have a good running game, Diesel. Like, I understand that the necessity is, let me prove this person can stand in the pocket and be a white boy, and as a quarterback. But listen, game time, I need to do, to your point, I need to do what's working. And if our best thing is running the ball, you mentioned Jalen Hurts. Season before last, Hurts would throw the ball 25 times a game, man. That's where we need to be with Fields, calling about 30, 35 pass plays. He's going to run about 8 of them. So he's only going to really be passing about, and then, and to get a percentage of those to your number one wideout. But we should be 4 yards in a cloud of dust, bro, with this team we got and that sorry ass defense. Well, I don't want to call him sorry, but
Yeah. And that'll create the running will create the pass. If
Awesome
we
game.
look at what Fields has done when he has thrown the ball and it was successful, it was somewhat based off of how they ran and that threat of it, and they could get some play action or some certain type of bootlegs,
Screen
and then
pass.
he can get the ball out.
Yes. And it's gonna help the O-line, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It'll help them tremendously because the defensive line that keeps just rushing, they're gonna get tired if it's not just basic where they can just go straight back there like that.
Correct.
Defensive coordinator, I think he need to go. He need to go ASAP unless it's only one game, but he was the same guy last year, right? Wasn't he there last year?
You know he's out for personal reasons.
I hated him.
Flukes is calling the game today.
Thank God. So now he ain't gonna have nobody to blame but himself. You need to listen. I don't care if you play the basic 4-3, but show it like you coming with a 4-6 or zone blitz or something.
No, and we got the linebackers who could do it. You're saying the way Urlacher will come up and show like he's coming, but he had the talent to get back, be creative. Yes.
We were covered 2 under Lovey with Urlacher and Briggs. How many times did we see them both inside the A gap threatening the blitz? But they didn't.
Now. At least one of them was.
They occasionally, every blue moon they did. When Ron Rivera was there, they were more creative with the blitz, and that's why Lovey got rid of
I
him.
agree with you. With you. You have talent. We brought in all this linebacker and safety and cornerback talent, and they just sitting around waiting for the D lineman to make pressure. Once you realize these guys ain't getting to nobody,
they can't get it done. Right.
When you come up there on that line, and you got the 4 guys, and let's say 2, whether it's a corner or a safety or a linebacker on that line, so that could be 6 guys. The offensive line got to assign blocking assignments to those guys, whether they come or not. That's how you create confusion.
Yeah.
They don't know, man, this guy's just straight basic. I'm like, what is he doing? The game at halftime, quiet as it's kept, we were in the game.
That's what they said. It was
10-6. One score game.
It was 10-6. And let me say one thing about in the defensive coordinator's defense. The pick 6, you can't blame him for that. That dumbass, to your point, that going forward on the 3rd down to commit, and then going forward on 4th, and which Fields actually made. We don't review it, and this is coaching. We don't review it. That's an important part of the game. Fields made that 4th and short. Even the announcers are saying it. There was video that showed he made it. We didn't review it. That gave him the momentum, gave that rookie quarterback a touchdown. He got to feeling good about himself. All of that, and the Flutes is a defensive-minded coach. You remember Lovey? Lovey was punting that ball. We didn't get it on 3rd, damn it. We punting, and I'm getting my Lovey
he depended on his on his D.
Yeah. Bend don't break. Yeah.
And that's the Tampa too. You got to drive the whole field against the Tampa too.
Correct.
And you got to be able to create turnovers, whether it's at the start of a drive or let them get all the way down the field, and then you get a turnover. Turnovers are important if you're playing a basic defense and doing nothing else. That's what you're basically saying.
Now, I hate to be the dead horse, but the Bears had 6 pressures. Jalen Carter, who we passed up on, had 6 pressures himself.
Well, Jalen Carter, listen, as I watched their game, I was thinking about Jalen Carter, but I'm saying to myself, even if we take him.
Oh, you mean with our culture?
Even if we take him,
Jalen, get on the edge and just
because
what
it would do, it would go back to the same reasoning that they could say, well, Fields don't have nobody on the line, and they could say that the whole season, and we could be right back in the same thing. So
no. I get that, but what I'm saying is what I've been saying though. I get it. We want to know what we got in Fields. I know what we got in Fields. What I've been saying is, if I'm a quarterback, you can help me by not having these motherfuckers score all the damn time. That's going to be the big way you help me. Now, I'm in the ball game. It's, that's what I'm saying. So it's that would help Fields if you had somebody grabbing the other quarterback and yanking his ass to the ground. That would help Justin Fields and get the team momentum and had the offense coming out there fired up.
That's on the big coordinator.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them for taking who they took. They could have took him, and I wouldn't have been mad either. You know what I mean? It could have went either way because it's both.
But I'm just saying the Bears have a history of this we're not going to take Diesel because he's not a high character guy. Like we the Patriots, like we sitting here winning Super Bowls after Super Bowls, and then the team that did win a Super Bowl takes this guy.
Randy Moss.
Well,
He
took
was the
second in
same
the
way.
Super Bowl.
Randy Moss. They said he wasn't a high character. He went to 21st in that draft.
Yes,
we should have him.
We should add him and Warren Sapp. You know, the list goes on and on and on. And we always have a GM that's sitting there.
All of them.
That's
You
sitting
mentioned.
there. I don't want Benji Wilson rest his soul because Benji got into a fight when he was in high school and he's from Chicago. You know, that's the type of stuff we're dealing with, and that's why we ain't winning, man.
Right.
You mentioned somebody who I'm like, wait a minute. They signed this SOB to an extension. Man, Cole Kmet. Man,
Listen, I'm glad you mentioned
he
it.
can't
First
block.
of all,
He can't block.
I ate Cole Kmet crow, and I want to retract the eatage of crow that I ate. For he can't block. He run his routes lazy. He yapping on the media. This is the rivalry, and it means a lot to me. And coming out there and not doing shit. I'm sorry. And they blaming your boy Pookie, the receiver from Pittsburgh. They blaming him for all the same shit. And I saw Cole Kmet doing the same shit.
I ain't saying nothing about him. Nothing about him. I don't like him. Didn't really. My point is, I've seen way better tight ends in the league, whether they first or backups or whatever, that we could use that do one thing well. If you're not a good catcher and route runner, block well. Block. He came out
on the score. I was listening to him on the score, Dito, and they were talking about what's the thing you like about your game. People don't know about my blocking ability. He said this after the game, and I don't get credit for my yes. And they sitting there and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, dude, did you watch the tape? You fucking sucked out there.
He didn't watch the tape. He ain't got to the.
Hey, my point is,
yet.
Why did they give him a damn extension? It was okay to draft him because he showed that potential.
I would have extended Mooney.
Man,
I would have extended Mooney before I extended Kmet.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. And part of what's hurting us, what people ain't talking about, you might as well have re-signed Montgomery. You know, it's something of continuity. People who know your system, they're in the locker room. He was one of the captains. He's a guy you could have re-signed.
He was a workhorse. He didn't miss a lot of games.
No,
and him
locker room guy.
Him and Herbert, with Herbert coming as the second back, man, it was perfect. It was perfect.
And we could have still got that rookie from
and
Texas.
they could have still got him.
He's a character guy, and he was all about his principle. And so you're sending mixed messages to your ball club. You know, they're humans, bro. Oh, this is a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And the first chance they get, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what I do.
Now, who's the O coordinator? Because I ain't gonna give him a pass either. There was some plays. Oh my God! Listen, there was some plays.
There's a lot of plays
well, I mean, just in specific that you could clearly see, like
that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Half of the offense was doing this.
Yes.
The other half was doing that.
Yes.
And it was like it was two plays called in one play.
There was plays where Fields rolled to the side of the field and there was no receiver on that side of the field.
Nothing. That's just horrible. That's horrible.
And here's my thing, Diesel. As a point guard and as a quarterback, when that shit happens, I'm not saying I got to be doing all this, but you're going to see me in a motherfucking huddle. Do you know what I'm saying? You got me rolling out here, you know, and Fields is just, and he's just, you know,
his demeanor is too calm and cool, man.
Yes.
Like, what the hell you got me out there doing?
Yes.
Jimmy Mack.
Yeah.
So when you're getting players, Poles, you got to find players that fit the personality of your city.
Yes.
They would love Fields in LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They passive aggressive, you know,
act like he's Showtime and all of that. Yeah, man. No, we want somebody who hard nosed into it.
Man.
He can wear the flower shirt to the press conference with his nipples out after the game, after getting his ass kicked by the Green Bay Packers. Yeah.
With the hair.
Yeah.
Man, I was so mad looking at some of that stuff they did. I was like, who called these? But it goes, remember I kept saying in the preseason, he need to get reps. They need that. The majority of the
all
starters
of them needed it.
the majority of the starters needed
yeah.
to get, and there's only 3 preseason games. There's no room to be sitting him out like he's some trusted veteran.
What
along
I would
with the
do
rest
is
of
the
the
first
offense.
2 preseason games, my team is going 2 quarters each. You know
You're
what I'm
going all
saying?
out.
And I'm sitting them out that 3rd game.
And the only game I would give a pass, the first game, I might say, you guys only play in the first quarter. Just because it's the first game of contact since the
I'm not
previous
even doing
season.
that. Get y'all ass out there and earn y'all money. I'm
This
not
is
disagreeing
football.
with you. We was 3-14 last year. We done lost 11 straight games. We ain't in a position for that. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
And
We got
I
new
seen,
players. We got new. We got to get these schemes together. We're
And-
heading into, just like everybody said, we're heading into the first game of the season against Green Bay. So we need to know what we're going to do against Green Bay.
Man.
You should have been game planned up for that. The whole offseason, everything. That guy that you point, the quarterback for the Colts, Richardson, and quiet as it's kept, he reminded me of a Fields, but a worse edition. That's how I seen him as he was coming out of college. I said, man, he's kind of like Fields, but a worse edition.
But they
like
got
Fields,
coaches
Fields would be
putting
better.
them, but
Man,
coaches
he
know
was-
how to they know how to coach him.
And
Yeah.
he was playing. He was
Yeah.
playing
He's
like
been-
like something inside him. Like, man, he
They
wanted.
got a
it,
game
you know what I'm
plan
saying?
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got hurt later on in that in the
Yeah, he's
game.
going to get killed this year, actually.
Yeah,
but,
he can't. Yeah, he gonna have to learn that your life expectancy ain't gonna be long trying to do that stuff on a regular. But
Now some of these these rookies, like they gonna take their lumps, bro. But some of them are in a different position than Fields was in. Like what I'm saying, once again, 56% of the times he was hurried. And some of these, when you watch them all 22s, I don't know if y'all saw them. And it's easy for these prognosticators to talk their shit. The one thing I say against a zone, even in basketball, pump fake. So what Fields is doing, you guys are the safeties and y'all or linebackers, and y'all sitting there looking. Fields is staring down. But here's the thing: some of those plays where they were like, just rip it. He goes back here to pass. If he'd have just tried to rip it, he wouldn't have got it off, and Fields knows it. First thing. Second thing, these guys are those linebackers was cheating because we wasn't running. So what was look just like when he ripped it and they got that pick 6, that's what Fields was looking at. That those guys was in. What I'm saying is, I watched it. A lot of those plays, those bum quarterbacks who do their quarterback reviews were saying he's got to rip it right there. I looked at the safety and all of that. I looked at it. I was like, that guy was sitting on both of those.
Yeah, just go ahead
And that's
throw it.
coordinate. Yeah, he was sitting on both
It's
of
two
those.
things with that. Fields throwing motion is not quick. It's a slow kind of
And
motion.
he can't improvise. He
Right,
like say if I'm going back and I see the running back open, he won't just. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
it's a big,
Yeah.
huge motion for him to get the ball out
every time.
And that's why I was big on him. You know, you always hear me saying this, man, to throw it with the anticipation of where the receiver's going to be. And if it ends up being a pick, so be it. But we ain't going to be mad at you if, that guy's coming out of his cut in or out or up or down, and you got the ball in the air already. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'd like to see him do
Well, that
is
makes it hard for
scramble.
his check downs, that is his motion, like you were saying.
And he's got to learn how to scramble to pass.
Yeah.
And see, people ain't talking. You said it, Diesel. You would hate being a receiver for Fields at this point in his career.
Oh, yes.
You see Claypool, people ain't addressing that. That's why Claypool was mad. He's in a contract year. He's open. Even on those scramble plays, he's open, and Fields will be looking at these guys and still decide he want to try to make a play. And you, Ace, is just like when we hooped. You got to keep your guys engaged. Like, okay, I could get this layup, but there's Ace, and he worked his way down here or got the block on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and give it to Ace. And you got, and they ain't talking to Fields like that. Look,
Right.
I know you can run for those 6 yards, but if you get it to your running back who gets you those 6 yards, he's going to be more engaged. He's going to block
Yeah.
better. He's going to run his routes
He's
better.
going to get lathered up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all, we got to wrap up because the game. So Go ahead and give me y'all final thoughts and on this, and we'll get to billiards whenever. It's gonna be tough. It's football season.
It's football season.
Oh wait, and Diesel and so I'll start with Ace, and then Diesel, give us your Bears prediction for today, the score and who's gonna win. After save it for your final word.
Yeah, my final word is just the Bears have got to be prepared to play. I don't know if this is the reason for Alan Williams taking a sabbatical this week.
He's got a personal day.
Or whatever. You don't get those in football.
Right.
But for the head coach to come and take over the defense, we're not offended in Chicago if you make moves. If you fire the defensive coordinator and bring in the head coach to call the defensive plays or whatever the hell is going on, we need to do what it takes to win on the football field. If you fire the offensive coordinator this week and bring up the quarterback's coach, and maybe he's got a better relationship with Fields to get it done during the week, we need to do what it takes to win. If you need to change the damn offense so you're scrambling the pass or you're running more run plays this way and working more with your offensive line to get them lathered up to win the damn game, that's what we need in Chicago. We need to play some football. But to come out there with these cute-ass plays against the Green Bay Packers and not be prepared.
Inspector Gadget. Gadget play.
Not be prepared to win and play the entire game, which they all looked like they were gassed in the second half of the game, is not acceptable here in Chicago. So that's my final word. Bears, get it together. Whatever new moves you need to make from head coach, offense coordinator, defensive coordinator, general manager, president, get together, get on the same page and do what needs to get done to win. You got some personnel. If you need to be, like I told you guys last week, we need to be bringing in pass rushers every damn week like kickers are, to get to the quarterback. If the guy's at Wendy's or he's at Home Depot or he's just bagging your groceries and he seems like he's a little off, but he's a big body and can rush the damn quarterback, bring him in on Monday and let's give him a tryout and see if he can sack the quarterback on Sunday. So let's get it done, Chicago. We need some pressure on the quarterback. Either it's a scheme or it's players, but they got to get it done some way. That's my final word.
Great final words. And Diesel, don't forget to give us your prediction and during your final words, score and game today. Great final words, though, Ace. Great final words.
Yeah.
Okay, so I give you my prediction. I'm gonna go just because the performance was so bad last week, and I feel that these first two games were very winnable. Now Tampa Bay does got a pretty good defense, but Baker Mayfield, he's ripe for the picking. I'm gonna go on a wing and take the Bears, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be 24-20.
Wow, we all got the same score. I think I had 24-21, but go ahead, bro. Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bears 24-20. I want to see aggression, and I don't care if it's smart aggression. If you want to minimize it, but I want to see them aggressive on offense and on defense. You could do it smartly, and primarily, I want to see them run to pass, not pass to pass or pass to run to pass. And on defense, I just want to see some aggression, man. I want to see some different blitzes. I want to see different looks. I don't want to see the same look with 4 down linemen. You look like you're so predictable. I want to see aggression, and hopefully it'll turn the tide. They can come out, on top. Hell, Minnesota, I think Minnesota's 0-2 in the division. Detroit's so they're 0-2. They were technically supposed to be the leaders. Detroit's 1-0, and I think they got a winnable game today against the Seahawks, who looked horrible against the Rams at home. And then you got us and Green Bay, and Green Bay they should lose to Atlanta today if they really show what you should be able to do to somebody like Jordan Love. So yeah, it could turn everything around if they can win the day. Hopefully they, like I said, they get aggressive. They can play smart, aggressive, and they should be able to pull the game out because the games are not going to get any easier after this week. The first 2 games were very winnable, so hopefully they can take this one and then they can, they can go from there. But yeah, Ace made a good point. Pass rushes is a key. I think old boy that we picked up, Ngagwe or whatever his name is, he didn't hardly play that much last week. He played a few series, but I don't think he played a lot. So hopefully they need to be starting him. They need to start him and get him as much reps as he can because he is like the only threat on that line. But yeah, aggression, that's the key word for this week.
Love it. Love the fact, you guys, and I hope we're right. This is the second straight week we all picked Bears. We all have very similar score. The one thing I want to say is my final words is, run the ball up the gut. Run the ball up the gut, and let's bring those linebackers down. Create some movement. Use your athletes, the way that, you're supposed to use these athletes. You're not getting any pressure up the gut, defensively. So you're going to have to bring some alternative pressure, and we can lose, as long as we compete, we can lose. It's okay. We just have to be competitive so that we can be growing. I like the game, with Fields, he is taking the check downs. And see, here's the issue. That offense with the check downs, all that stuff would have worked if we weren't getting all of those penalties, getting behind the sticks and stuff like that. So they are going to have to, clean that up. And the way you clean that up, to Ace's point, is let's get behind those big offensive linemen that you brought in. Your offensive lineman's forte is run blocking. So run the damn ball. If you want to teach them how to pass block, you're going to do that in practice. You're going to do that in practice. But in the meantime, let's cheat on the side of, what we know these kids could do. So we'll get to you guys on Black Billiards at some point. It's just tough right now. The season started. Before we close out.
And put Cody Whitehair back at center.
Yes.
Notice that he was playing the damn guard spot. I was like, what?
Lucas Patrick,
why? They keep doing that.
Just leave him at center and put a backup right guard in there. You don't need
that. Cut Lucas Patrick. Cut him.
They got a black guard. They didn't want to play.
He's out this week, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think he's out.
What I'm talking about. He was looking good in the preseason. Yeah, they could have started him at the left guard. Yeah, Pookie. They could have started Pookie at the left guard, and like you said, kept Dude at the center. Because my man who played center, he was falling and getting blown up.
Yeah.
Off the line every play. They were
Jack's Packers.
Every play.
How many times? How many times you got to see him get blown up before you take his ass out the game?
He's X-Packer.
Yeah, I know we're homers when it comes to JF1, but I'm sorry if I'm playing quarterback and I see at the corner of my eye this dude is on his ass. He's the center. I'm sorry. I'm not processing.
He was beating him. He was beating him on the line like
a drum.
I would have switched it in the game. I'd have been like, look, no, Cody, you go in the center and put whoever at the right.
You wouldn't have had to switch it during the game because you would have switched it before the game. You know what I'm saying? You would have switched it before the game.
That's what Flus and Poles talked about earlier in the week.
And I didn't even realize it till it was like the second or third quarter. And then I seen him on a play and I was like, man, he ain't even playing the center position. They got him at a guard. I was like, no wonder.
Hey, and y'all remember I said it. I said we need to get a damn center. Stop devaluing that. When Brady goes to play for a team, Tom Brady, Drop Dead Gorgeous, first ballot Hall of Famer, he demands a center. They go out and get him a center. That should tell you how important that is, bro. Yeah. And damn it, either get a fullback or don't get a fullback. Because I don't know what the hell's going on with that fullback position. These
We
guys
got one.
are not making plays. They're not making plays, bro.
They like to run pass plays for the fullback once again.
They should have kept that guy. What's his name? Isaiah Ford. He was like a black slash, you know, but they cut him after the preseason.
Of course they did. And you know, Fields, some of those times when you hit it's a rhythm. When you hit the check down, if you hit it earlier, they're going to get a first down, Justin. Stop. Yeah. I know everybody wants you to stand in there and process. Bro, sometimes you just hit it to them, take those 12 yards, hit them, and then eventually the defense is going to step up.
They got to.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and then you can run to the other side. Your offense can be so wide open with your running ability, check downs. And then those DJ Moores and Claypools will be wide open, just like they are in practice.
Yeah, but they're coaching them to be pink. They're coaching the Fields to be like a pink. And that's on Fields, though. And you know, at his age, you know, in high school, if I'd have known what I know now about how much you listen to your coach, there's certain things you know, and there's certain things like Fields can't be blaming the coach. You've been in the league long enough now to know, you know what I'm saying? Make some plays, bro. Make some plays. So
like, yeah, I'm looking for $250 million. Coach, have you ever made $250 million? Hell no. This is what I got to do to get my bag.
But this is what happens. This is what I said. I know y'all probably don't remember, but you know, when you got a brand new GM who goes out and hires a head coach with no head coaching experience, the head coach goes out and hires 2 coordinators with no experience. It's a recipe for disaster unless your intent was to fire them. You know what I mean? After this season, unless your intent was to fire him, it makes no sense.
I don't think he did that. I think he honestly thought they could do the job, and he's finding out that they can't so far. So now he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to move forward if you can.
Diesel, I'm down for inexperience, but you can't have all inexperience on top of inexperience. On top of inexperience.
Somebody got to know what they're doing.
There's too many successful offensive type people.
Yeah, and defensive. Yes.
That you could pick from the tree and say, hey man, come on over here.
If I'm a head coach with no experience, I guarantee I'm working on getting my coaching certification in Cali. I guarantee you, if and when I land a head coaching job, I'm getting assistants with experience. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I'm not the guy to get inexperienced assistants and bring them up in tutelage. You know, but enough of my nonsense. We got the Bears coming on.
We got to get up out of here.
So if you find yourself sliding through the great city of Chicago, you might be on the south side, up on there. I mean, on Colfax. You might be over east.
You ain't driving on Colfax.
Yeah, you might be dipping. You know, getting out at the liquor store, looking at all the guys. No, I'm not 12, and you know, I'm not your. All right, you might be on the west side, kicking it down Laramie. Might be out Chicago, on the West Coast, Inglewood, Compton, Long Beach. Keep your head on the swivel.
Sure.
Better be watching your back. Checking your 6. Look at that blind spot. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. Bet down. And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
And don't forget to. And don't forget to bring your Mouthpiece.
You better guard your grill.
Wait.